Okay, Tina and I are here at Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, National Historical Park. And this is one of our favorite places to visit. We thought we'd give y'all a quick tour of the place. And you can see right behind us is actually a haunted house where there's been a lot of things happen, like things being thrown across the shelves or, across the room from the shelves. So anyway, we're going to just walk through and let you see some of the town. There's the house. It's actually an apartment building now. People actually live there, but I guess you would call it poltergeist activities where things get thrown and moved and all that. And then we're going to walk on down the street. We're on the what's the name of this street, Tina? Do you know? I think it's Potomac, but we're not sure. And this is an old rail car. And as we move along, you'll see a lot of neat shops, places to eat, get something to drink, especially like today. It's very hot. This is a big hub for hikers that are hiking the Appalachian Trail. So you'll see a lot of hikers and bikers and all kind of stuff. And this, and then there's an old, there's a motel that's actually still a motel. It has a restaurant right there. This is the back of it. But there's some haunted stories about this place as well. People that stay there will talk about things they see and hear and things like that. I was watching one video that said that Harper's Ferry was probably the most haunted town in America. I don't know if that's true, but it is pretty cool to be here at night. And over here to the left is our Jeep. That's our green Jeep, not the one we had in Vegas. This is the Almost Heaven Pub and Grill. Nice little place for ice cream, hot dogs.
I mean, I had the beer in the other one.
Yep.
So, I don't know, they're better.
Yeah,
they're better.
I like your other.
Yeah.
it says Harper's Ferry General Store, but it's the Outfitters.
And I hit the post office and sent a bunch of stuff back, so I'll do it.
Really cool shop in there. I'm gonna stop for a second and then we'll be back in a minute. Alright, we turned the corner off of Potomac Street and Tina's walking up Hog Trough Lane, which is they say one of the most haunted places in Harper's Ferry. And Tina is walking up there. Tina and I once were here and it was at nighttime, and I was taking pictures with my camera to try to see if anything was happening. I started singing Dixie just to see, because the guy that did the ghost tour said that if you sang Dixie, things might happen. And sure enough, we started singing Dixie and we saw this orb fly right between the both of us. And there are other people there too that saw that as well. But it was pretty creepy, but cool. A lot of history here. If you've ever watched Deadwood, you'll know that in the movie or the show Deadwood, they would often take their the dead or the murdered people, and they would throw them to the hogs. And basically that's what they did here at Harper's Ferry. So the hogs were here and they would just throw the bodies to get rid of the evidence right here. If you have a chance to do the ghost tour that starts up at the church, which we'll film the church in a little bit, then you definitely want to take that ghost tour. So it's more history than anything, but there's some really cool stories too. Here's the Meriwether Lewis house, and it talks about the Lewis and Clark expedition that was here. There's Tina again, and here's Whitehall Tavern. Let's take a look inside. This is was located right across from the U.S. Armory, and it's where a lot of community people would gather and talk about political issues and things like that. And of course, Harper's Ferry is most famous for the John Brown raid, where John Brown tried to steal the ammunition stores here at Harper's Ferry, and then he was going to take them and arm the slaves in hopes of abolishing slavery in this country. So rich in history with that. This is the armory where it all went down with John Brown. He tried to steal the ammunition here, and he was housed in here. And of course, General Robert E. Lee and his army came to recapture this building and capture John Brown. But this is not the original location of the building. They moved it here many years ago. If you look across the street, that's the exhibit house where they used to show all of what went on with John Brown right there. And I guess the armory was up on top of this hill. It was up on top of that hill originally. So walking around, look at this sign, let you look at this. It says you're standing directly across the street from the main entrance to one of the nation's first military industrial complexes, the U.S. Army at Harper's Ferry, now covered by an embankment of dirt and rubble, produced the deadliest weapons of its day from the early 1800s until the start of the Civil War in 1861.
She wanted a stainless steel van. I said, Mother bought this one?
So from here, you'll see one of the most beautiful sights. We're going to walk over here and let you look at to the point where the Potomac and the Shenandoah meet. There's a lot of really cool bed and breakfast places here, a lot of history, a lot of historical homes, and of course Tina and I all come down and we stay in Charlestown so we can go to the casino. So we'll come down here, hike around during the day, and then we'll go down to the casino in the evening. And this is pretty cool because right now you can see the muddy waters of the Potomac flowing in, and that's the Shenandoah coming in right there. You can see that the Shenandoah water is a little bit more clear, but they all merge and head that way towards DC, I guess.
There's rafters.
Yep, we got rafters out there and kayakers.
There's the rail bridge.
You see a hiker up there? Yeah,
No.
I see a hiker walking up there on the top of the ridge. You probably can't see it on this camera, but
Oh yeah, I see.
see a hiker up there. I see a couple hikers standing on the rock. You can't see that either from probably this, unless you somehow enlarge it, but they're up there on the rock. Beautiful spot. Right here in West Virginia. It's one of the most beautiful spots, I think, on earth. And I'm not just saying that because Thomas Jefferson said that as well. Thomas Jefferson wrote that Harper's Ferry is one of the most beautiful places he's ever seen. So, and it definitely is. We're gonna walk on from here. We're gonna go up to the church so you can see the church and the view from up there. All right, we're gonna walk up Harper's Ferry. I think this is called High Street right here.
High Street.
And so this is the main section of the town. It's definitely one of the coolest little towns in America. Sweets for Harper's Ferry. We're going back. You can see Hog Trough Lane again on my right as we're going up High Street. Little ice cream shop right here. Get the ice cream. I wouldn't recommend the burgers, but it's a cool place. Atmosphere, everybody's nice. Another little ice cream shop. You have to go down the steps, and that's how you get inside right here. I haven't tried their burgers. And people live here, residents here. Coach House Grill. Got sandwiches and salads and things like that. Blue Point Jewelry. If you look across the street, we'll be walking up that way in just a second, but I'm gonna look back here, let you see some of the historic buildings up here. And some of those are bed and breakfast up here, so it's a really cool place to stay. So we're going to cross the street. See a little shop, little cafe right here. There's a couple of them. And if you go on the ghost tour, which I highly recommend, I'll try to see if I can put a link to the ghost tour on my YouTube page. That way you can check it out, because you don't want to miss it. The gentleman that does it looks like he's straight from Harper's Ferry. And he... Oh, Tina pointed out that I almost missed a great viewpoint. Yes, I did. Beautiful. That's the street we walked up. Has a lot of shops. And let's walk on. And these buildings to the left, there's some ghost stories about these places. And they're government housing now, so yeah, park rangers and all that. Their offices are here. Government car right here. These steps are, this wall is so cool. Look at the way the stone is in there. Some of the stone is obviously broken away, so they have steps that go up there. I wouldn't advise going up here unless you're in pretty good shape. We've done it, but I don't want to do it today because my knees are bad. So this is a spring house and root cellar right here. And actually, I mean, you can feel the cool air coming out of there. So that's the only way they could keep things cool back in the day. Beautiful wall of stone here. To me, this is one of the most beautiful churches in America. And yep, St. Peter's Roman Catholic Church. We're gonna walk up these steps and I'll show you. And also they have a sign for the tour. So what I'm gonna do for the ghost tour, which starts here, I'm just gonna try to get up close to that so you can see. You can pause the video. You can call 304-725-8019. Make sure you're there by 7:45 because it'll start at 8. It is really good. You need to go to that. A lot of history. Now we're on the church grounds, and in the wintertime you can see the rivers, but right now in the summer with all the greenery, we've had a lot of rain on and off and it's hard to see the river. But in the wintertime or the fall when the leaves are falling, you have a great view of the Potomac and Shenandoah and the bridges. Okay, so we made it down from the church, and of course I had to switch from my GoPro in the church because the disc was full. So here's the Frankel brothers hats and caps, boots and shoes. Dry goods store, the provost marshal. If you look up from Shenandoah, you can see the church from right here. beautiful. Inside of here are the restrooms. Don't want to miss that. And then my favorite place is the bookshop. Alright, Tina and I made it back to our Jeep, and just wanted to say we were very lucky to get this parking spot that we have right here on Potomac Street. And pretty much you would have to get really lucky or come really early to get these spots. We're parked right across from the Almost Heaven restaurant and cafe, and we've eaten there, and it's really good food, cold beer, so you can try that place out. But we love Harper's Ferry, coming to visit this. If I were you, I would probably, well, you can come down here and look for a parking spot, but the best place to go is probably if you go to the Harper's Ferry Visitor Center at the top of Route 340. You can park there. There's a little gift shop, visitor center, and then you can buy a ticket, ride the shuttle down here, and walk all through the town, and the shuttle will take you back to the car. There's plenty of parking up there. We've done that plenty of times because we know if you come later in the day, you're not going to have it. We were lucky. Somebody just happened to pull out when we got this parking spot. So anyway, subscribe to us because we need your support. Like us, subscribe to us, and we're going to try to bring you some more adventures here soon. And so just keep looking out for us. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.